You just saw the buildings of the St.Bernardus Brewery here in Watteau in the west of Flanders, near the French border, but as Belgian as it can be. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome at this live feed, dear beer lovers, live feed for the St.Bernardus Abt 12 day. And at my table, I have with me the St.Bernardus Worldwide Sales Manager Marco Passarella. And Marco, what a fantastic setting, what a fantastic studio. Where did you get the idea?
Well, we thought we'd create a nice environment, and since it's almost Christmas, we thought we'd make sure that everybody feels at home for this event. St.Bernardus Abt 12 Day, our yearly event on 12/12, December 12, where we come together with our customers to enjoy a St.Bernardus Abt 12 together. Most of the times we do that in a pub, but in this strange year, that's not possible. No. I traveled the world. I would have been in a pub somewhere in the world to drink.
Where might that be? Where might that be?
I don't know. Maybe in a brick store, Decatur, near Atlanta, where I know that that's a pub, one of the pubs that's open. That they are celebrating Abt 12 Day right now with a big event. I know a lot of people all over the world have lots of events. So a big welcome to all those guys and girls, of course, who are sitting around and having an Abt 12 right now. Yeah. So I guess later in the show we'll be talking about the history of the brewery, and we'll do some food pairing. Of course, we'll talk about the beers. But I think the most important would be that we would drink a St.Bernardus. We have one sitting in front of us. But I think it would be perfect if I show you how to pour the beer.
I'm very interested in how you're going to do that, because you have a kind of a secret, yeah?
Well, first of all, I have to talk about the glass. We would recommend that you don't put your glass in a dishwasher or use soap or detergent to clean your glass.
I'm already a sinner now.
Oh, well, in that case,
Sorry.
I'm a saint.
Okay, yeah.
So I guess it's important, because otherwise the detergent can leave a layer on your glass, and leave a film on your glass that would prevent you to keep your foam perfectly. So
would worsen your taste as well, or
maybe not that much. I think it has just to do with the foam. So that's what I can say about the glass. And then secondly, contrary to many other beers, we recommend that you leave your glass on the table. Don't tilt it. So there's a lot of breweries that tell you to pour it tilted. Well, that's not necessary for our glass. The bottle is 33 centiliters. The glass holds 62. So you can pour with a nice thick foamy head. Yeah. So I propose that I'm going to do it first, and then you have to follow my lead.
I will follow you.
So maybe that's something that the people at home, if they didn't already pour it, maybe they can follow my lead or yours.
No. I think yours might be better. But anyway, I'm quite curious, because I've always known that actually you have to tilt your glass.
Well, our glass is big enough. You can just leave it on the table. But there's a few tricks to make that happen. So. First of all, you have to make sure that you open your bottle gently with not too much force, so that the beer won't spill out immediately. And then when you start pouring it, you pour a little bit off center and slowly and gently pour the beer without interruption, slowly. And when you're almost halfway through, you just raise your glass further, raise your bottle further, higher, and create a nice thick foamy head. What we are going to do right now is leave the last 2 centimeters in your bottle, because now we poured the beer without yeast, and later we're going to add the yeast to the glass, so that you can, for once and for all, decide for yourself which one do you like best. Do you like to drink a beer with or without yeast?
So either one of those choices, you make that choice, really,
well,
or not?
Once you made it, you're always going to pour it with or without, but right now I know for a fact that I would drink it with. For this tasting. I think it would be good if you would follow my lead. Go ahead.
Do my utmost. Okay. So I have to do it gently and smoothly.
Gently and smoothly open your bottle.
Okay.
And pour a little bit off center.
Yeah.
Slowly, gently, without interruption. What we mean is, don't make that glocking sound. Yes.
Not that one.
That's what we don't want.
So now I start raising.
You can raise a little bit. Yes. Perfect. Go on. And then leave the last bit in your bottle.
So now
you have a little bit left. That's where the yeast settles.
Yeah.
And I think
it's a nice one, isn't it?
Yeah. Look, perfect.
Actually.
So happy Abt 12 day.
Happy Abt 12 day.
Happy Abt 12 day
to all the viewers as well.
Cheers to everybody.
Yeah, cheers to everybody.
Cheers.
So this is without yeast. Yeah.
It's great, right? Yeah.
Delicious.
Foam is very important because about 80% of tasting is smelling, and you can know that when you have a cold. Fruity aroma, lots of complexity. For a 10% beer, it's very drinkable, and I think it has a full and rich mouthfeel. With notes that tend towards dried fruit. A lot of people find a lot of things in the beer.
It's really delicious. Even now with the yeast, I think it's even a bit, well, for my taste, a bit better.
Fuller.
Yeah, fuller.
Maybe, yes.
And like you said, like 10%, but drinkable.
Yes.
Not too heavy, like you should say.
So I think we can discover a lot of complex things in the beer, and people tend to elaborate a lot on that, but I'm not that lyrical about a beer. I just enjoy it, and for me, that's the most important part. So, yeah.
So what about the temperature? Do you recommend the temperature for the beer?
First of all, when you store a beer before you want to try it, store it in a cool and dark place. Let's say the beer that you don't want to drink just now, and store it. Don't let it go in the light. No. Don't let it go in the heat. And then once you decide you might drink it, put it in your fridge, standing up. Don't lay it down, because then
always
the yeast,
upright.
like we've shown before, the yeast has to settle to the bottom of the bottle, and that's the best way to keep a beer. And then what we recommend is that definitely for a dark beer like Abt 12, you take it out of the fridge 15 minutes ahead of the tasting, and let it already warm up a little bit. Because actually that's also what's going to happen once a beer becomes a little bit warmer. It warms up. It also opens up, so you will have more flavors and more things going on. It gets more complex and it gets deeper. Yeah.
Will I open up as well?
I hope so. We have a lot of things going on. We have to taste a lot of beers.
Anyway, it's a very nice beer school here, I must say, because I already learned a couple of things that I might have done wrong up till now, you know. So actually, it's very interesting. But we have, for example, we have cheese as well on the table.
Yes, this is our own St.Bernardus cheese. Please have a try.
Yes,
this is we used to be a cheese factory. I'll talk a little bit more about that later when we talk about our history. But it's delicious cheese, and it pairs very well with our beers, definitely with St.Bernardus Abt 12. And actually, lots of our beers pair very good with food. There's a lot of recipes that use our beers in them, and I think the most famous dish that the Flemish people make, or the Belgian people make, is a beef stew with St.Bernardus Abt 12. And verse frietjes.
French fries, yeah. Belgian fries.
Belgian fries.
And Belgian fries.
Yeah, I think sometimes we also say French fries, but I guess we have to learn how to say that. Maybe frietjes is the best way to do it.
Frietjes.
So one of the most famous chefs here in Belgium, called Jeroen Meus.
The Jamie Oliver of the Flanders.
Yes, I think you'll like that. Yeah. He makes his stew with our beer, and he did that he asked for its 1000th episode of his daily show that he has, Dagelijkse Kost. Whoa. He asked the Belgian people, the Flemish people, the Belgian people, what was their favorite dish, and when he prepared that, he used our beer in it.
Oh, what a publicity.
Yes, yes. There was quite a stampede on our beer, actually. Really? I think you couldn't find a bottle in any retailer or at the distributor. Sold out. Yeah. Yes.
That's great.
So what we've done is that we've asked our chef of our rooftop tasting room
here at
St.Bernardus, Philip, to show us his recipe, and he prepared that together with our colleague Julie. Because I have to tell you something, everybody here in Belgium thinks that their own recipe is the best. So there is a lot of variety, even small tweaking, but everybody thinks their own recipe is the best. I'm going to eat that cheese in a moment, but I think we should say cheers.
Cheers. While we say cheers, I must also say, don't hesitate asking questions in this live feed. And now we look at that little film with Julie and Philip.
Goedemorgen, Philip.
Goedemorgen, Julie.
Welkom in de tuin van St.Bernardus, van onze bed and breakfast. Vandaag gaan wij stoofvlees maken. Ja. Ik zie dat je al een mooi stukje vlees liggen hebt.
Inderdaad, we hebben hier een stukje wit-blauw vlees. Dat komt van de schouder en dat gaan we bereiden tot onze stoverij. Onze alombekende Vlaamse stoverij. Met de St.Bernardus Abt. We hebben hier dus een stukje schouder van het wit-blauw rundvlees. Dat is regionaal gekweekt. En dat is 10 dagen geleden geslacht, dus klaar voor consumptie, voor gebruik. Voor de stoverij wordt ongeveer een 400-450 gram vlees per persoon gerekend. En het is ook wel zo, het is echt wel belangrijk van goede producten te gebruiken om een goed gerecht samen te stellen.
Filip, wat kan ik ondertussen doen?
Bij de bereiding hoort wat grof gesneden ajuin en een teentje of 2 look. Dus stel voor dat u misschien daarmee kan beginnen.
Ja,
Terwijl
dat
ik
is
het
goed.
vlees snij. Dus mijn vlees wordt gesneden, of het vlees wordt gesneden met een draad mee. Grof gesneden, niet te fijn. En we gaan ervoor. Voilà. Voilà, voilà.
Filip, ik ben klaar met mijn ajuin. Wat kan ik nu doen?
Ja, ik ben ook om zijn klaar met het versnijden van mijn vlees. Dus ik stel voor dat je misschien wat vuur onder de pot en de boter laat bruinen.
Ja.
Zodat ons vlees kunnen gaan bereiden. De pot wat warmen en de boter in doen.
Ja.
Zo
Is
doen.
dat genoeg?
Ja, ideaal. En dat gaan we goed laten bruinen.
Dat is het belangrijkste waarschijnlijk.
Dat is inderdaad dat het vlees kan dichtgeschroeid worden. Belangrijk voor de kleur van de saus
Ja.
en ook voor de stukken vlees dat dat mooi vast blijft. Zoals je ziet Julie, de boter is mooi gebruind en is het moment gekomen voor het vlees dus in de pot te gaan doen. Dus, voilà. Voilà. Je hoort dat ook, dat mooi kleur is. Voilà. En dan mag nu dus op volle vuur gekleurd worden.
En een beetje kruiden waarschijnlijk.
Dat doen we eerst kleuren en daarachter wordt wat er gekruid.
Ja, amai, dat ruikt al super lekker.
Voilà, dat laten we nu even kleuren en regelmatig een keer gaan roeren. Als dat goed gekleurd is, dan gaan we dat gaan bevochtigen met ons beertje met de Abt 12.
Ja.
Dan gaan we die ajuin toevoegen samen met laurier en tijm.
Ja. Oké.
Peper en zout.
Maar dat moet langs alle kanten gebruind zijn.
Oké Julie, dat is intussen goed gekleurd.
Ja?
Als u wil mag je je ajuin toevoegen.
Oké.
En de look. Voilà. Dit gaan we goed gaan roeren. Voilà, nog eventjes laten aanstoven. En dat gaan we dan gaan bevochtigen met de Abt 12.
En moet er nu nog geen peper en zout bij?
Dat mag, dat mag. En de laurier en de tijm. Zo, wat zout. Niet te veel zout, want
te veel.
dat kunnen we niet uithalen. Ik kan er altijd bij doen.
Oké.
Voilà. Een beetje laurier mag erbij. Dus een blaadje of 5. Een beetje tijm. Oké Julie, dan gaan we gaan bevochtigen met de Abt 12.
Oké. Open doen?
Ja, die mag je open doen.
Oei, ik vind dat ik geen open doen dus.
Oei, probleempje. Voilà, ja, dat is het.
Ja, doe hij maar.
Dank u wel. Voilà, 1. We hebben hier 3 flesjes, dus gaan we ze alle 3 gaan gebruiken. Voilà. Dat is het, voilà. Doet u maar. Ja, dat ziet er goed uit.
Dat riekt beren.
Ja, dat wordt een knallertje. Het is natuurlijk ook belangrijk dus, bij het klaarmaken, dus bij het koken van de stoverij, dat het vlees volledig onder staat.
Ja.
Dus, en dat gaan we gaan bijvullen met wat bruine fond.
Ja.
We voegen daar hier ook nog een beetje brood met mosterd toe.
Ja?
Dus als je dat wilt
Oké.
smeren, ja, en
Ja.
dan mag je leggen, dat leggen we met de mosterd naar beneden in de pot.
Oké.
Zo, een sneetje of 3. Ondertussen ga ik er nog wat Duitse stroop aan toevoegen om de scherpe smaak van de mosterd wat te gaan compenseren. Voilà.
Was dat 1 lepeltje?
Een grote lepel, ja.
Ja.
Voilà. En dat gaan we een keer goed roeren. Hè.
Oké.
Oké, Julie, we gaan dat nu een paar uurtjes laten sudderen
Ja.
met een deksel erop. Voilà. Goed zo. En intussen gaan we kijken voor een frietje. Ik stel
Oké.
voor dat jij de aardappeltjes
Ah, ja.
haalt en de frietjes snijdt.
We doen dat thuis ook.
Oké. Dus een goede fritte mag niet te dun gesneden worden, dus dat moet redelijk dikke frietjes worden. Dan
Ja.
ga ik intussen een kommetje sla en tomaatjes klaarzetten. Zo, hier hebben we dan een gepeld tomaatje en wat gewassen sla. We doen er ook rode ajuin bij. Lukt het een beetje met de frietjes?
Ja, we zijn weg.
Die gaan we dan voorgaren op 140 graden.
Een 4-tal minuutjes.
4 minuutjes inderdaad, ja.
Ja. En dan laten afkoelen.
Afkoelen. En voor het afbakken gaan we de temperatuur verhogen naar 180 graden.
En hoeveel minuutjes moet dat dan de tweede keer?
Totdat ze lekker knapperig bruin gebakken zijn.
Ja.
Wat denk je, Julie?
Dat ruikt super lekker.
Oké. Voilà, deksel weer erop.
Ja, Philippe, we zijn weer opgewarmd.
Ja, en intussen zitten ze ook een paar uurtjes verder. En zo te zien is onze stoomvrij klaar voor...
Dat ziet er super uit.
Ja. Dat is inderdaad wel goed uit. En die luidt overheerlijk.
Ja.
Voilà. Intussen kunnen we misschien onze bijgerechtjes gaan klaarmaken. De salade. Misschien Julie
Ja?
wat tomaatjes snijden voor erop.
Oké.
Kijk voor de vinaigrette. Dan kunnen we overgaan tot het dresseren van het bordje.
Oké.
Ik stel voor dat
Ga je het
je...
nemen?
Ja, neemt u maar.
Voilà.
Voilà, voilà. Ik stel voor dat u misschien een slaatje maakt.
Oké.
Oh, dat ziet hier weer fantastisch uit. Oké, Julie, de frietjes zijn klaar en kunnen we gaan eten. Hè?
Ja?
Ik ga een bordje dresseren als jij misschien kijkt voor de frietjes.
Ah, oké.
Voilà. Voilà, dat is onze Vlaamse klassieker. Dus de stoverij met de Abt 12. Voilà, en het slaatje. En een goede klak mayonaise voor erbij. Meer moet dat niet zijn.
Ja, wel, ik heb er enorm veel zin in. En ik hoop jullie ook. Toedeloe!
Yeah, Julie, toodaloo, but we'll stay here. Marco, I heard you, during that film you were saying my recipe is better.
Well,
Why?
Like I said, I guess everybody here in Belgium thinks their own stoverij of stoofvlees stew
Yeah.
is the best. They have the best recipe, and actually I don't use stock in mine. I use an extra bottle of St.Bernardus Abt 12.
Well, I'm not surprised.
But I do agree that the beer has to be under beer. The stock, everything has to be under. But I also missed the fact that I would always add an extra bottle to the ingredients list. If you need 4 bottles, you put 5 on the ingredients list, because what are you going to do if you're waiting for that stew to be ready? You have to drink beer, right?
He has a solution for everything. So that's the good thing about a worldwide sales manager, of course.
Yeah.
Anyway, Philip, will he be watching this?
I guess he
will
won't,
he be angry?
Mind.
No, he won't mind.
No,
Okay,
no,
that's good. So we can go to a question by the viewers, is it true? And that's something special. Is it true that there's a wink on the label of your beer?
Yes, yes, that's true. Actually, our monk winks at you
Oh, really?
every 1,000 bottles. I will show you if everything is well. Yes, so you can see here that every 1,000 bottles, our monk winks at you, but just on the Abt 12 labels.
So every 1,000th bottle has
Yeah.
to get a wink.
Yes,
How
yes,
do you do
yes.
that? Yeah.
It's something that we started doing maybe 10 years ago. Nobody noticed in the beginning, just me and the guys at the bottling line knew about it. I didn't tell Hans, the owner of the brewery, about it. I didn't tell anybody about it. It was just something
It was
that
something
came to my
you
mind.
decided,
Yes,
yeah.
yes. And it was kind of fun to see. And then the guys from the bottling line, they were saying the first years, hey Marco, why do you let us do that? It's difficult. We have to remember it. We don't have to forget about it. Why you don't do anything with it? Nobody notices it. I said, relax, patience. All comes in good time. And then that famous chef, Jeroen,
Yeah.
he, for his 1,000th episode, he showed the winking St.Bernardus on national television. And that did a lot of people did see that, so
Yeah.
it's kind of fun.
Yeah, it was actually a mystery solved.
Well, we didn't have a
by-
lot of means back then to make publicity, and
Yeah.
I think this was just a fun way for
And so
me.
it-
It's like a literal wink to our customers
Yeah.
as well. So if
So-
you find a bottle, you win a big prize.
Which one?
You get to drink the beer. Yes. So yeah.
So, let's take a look at another question, I think, or no, why? Yeah, actually, no. We have another one. Why did you do that?
We did it because it was just something fun for our customers to see, and the winking monk is something really nice.
Yeah.
I think we
So
have another question.
We have
from
another question. Let's take a look at this. The difference between St.Bernardus 12 and West Vleteren 12.
I think I will have to go back in time a little bit and do a little bit of a detour and explain a bit better the history of our brewery, because our brewery was actually founded in 1946 with just one purpose: to brew and commercialize the beers of the Trappist monks of West Vleteren. Before that, we were just a cheese factory that stemmed from another Trappist monastery across the border in France called Mont des Cats. Those monks came here in Watou to start a refuge de Notre-Dame de Saint-Bernard back in 1904, and they started making cheese here, as they did in France. And they called the cheese that was made here, they called it St.Bernard.
Okay.
So in 1934, the monks went back to France and sold the cheese factory. And so two brothers, Évariste and Antoine de Koning, they became the owners of that cheese factory, and they built that business a lot bigger. So we've tried the cheese. It's not made at our facility anymore, but it's still the St.Bernardus cheese that we tried. They got to be friends with the abbot of West Vleteren. They played cards together on Monday evening.
Yeah.
And after the Second World War, the Trappist monks of West Vleteren decided that they didn't want to commercialize their own beers anymore. They were looking for somebody to do that for them, and they asked the two brothers, can you please make our beer and sell it? And so that's what they did. They said, okay, we can do that, but we don't know how to make beer. Yeah. And the brewmaster from West Vleteren, a Polish man, a man of Polish origin, called Mathieu Zafranski, he became a partner in the new brewery, and he brought along all the know-how and the technical equipment, the recipes, very important, and most important, he brought along the yeast strain from St. Sixtus, which is the name of the abbey. And he brought that along, and they started producing the beers here, and they commercialized them under license under the names Trappist West Flatteren, Saint Sixtus, Sixtus. Those were the names that we used over a period of time. So yeah, the name Sixtus goes back to the name of the abbey. So that's maybe something good to know. The monks gave us 4 beers, a 4, a 6, an 8, and this 12. In 1992, our license came to an end, but we decided to keep on brewing the same beer with the same recipe and the same yeast strain, but under a different brand name, which is St.Bernardus, the name which always has been the name of our brewery, the name of the cheese factory, and the name of the refuge de Notre-Dame de Saint-Bernard. So that's where our name comes from. The name comes from a Trappist monastery in France called Mont des Cats, and the beer that we make came from the Trappist order of West Flatteren, also about 10 kilometers away from here.
But are you now saying that St.Bernardus, like Abt 12, is actually the same as the West Flatteren Trappist?
Well,
because my mother will go crazy when she hears that. She's a big West Flatteren fan.
True, yeah.
I have to buy some St.Bernardus bottles and do some, let her do a blind tasting, yeah.
Yeah,
is it
you
the
should
same?
do that. Well, as I said, we still brew the same beers as back then, but actually the Trappist monks don't use the same yeast anymore. Also, the water that we use and the water that they use is not the same. So although the beers are similar, you can't say that they are identical.
No, but anyway, after that blind tasting, no worries, because my mother from then onwards, she will start drinking St.Bernardus.
I don't know. Maybe she'll stick to West
I don't
Flatteren.
know.
That's all good for me too. So yeah, but they do differ. They do differ. They do differ in taste. So I think the yeast that we use, the Saint Sixtus yeast, gives a lot of fruitiness to the beer. And in my personal opinion is that theirs is a little bit more spicy, but definitely with 2 different yeast strains, you can't have exactly the same beer. That's not possible.
You said you use different names over the years, West Flatteren, St. Sixtus and St. Bernardus.
Yes.
Tell us more about it.
I've prepared an overview of different bottles for us to be able to show, and actually. It gives you a good idea of how everything went on. So I think back in the days when the brewery was still being built here, the Trappist monks kept on brewing, although we already had a license. They brewed beer for us, gave it to us, and we would sell it. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Only when we had our own brewery and bottling line, we started making their beer here at this location. So this is one of the first bottles called Trappist West Flatteren. A little bit later, we would switch to the name Saint Sixtus, which was the name of the abbey, and then we have to do a little fast forward to. The mid-80s, when we realized that the Trappist monks weren't going to renew our license, we decided that we were going to start using our own name. So here it says Brouwerij St.Bernardus. Yeah. Maybe you can see Brouwerij St.Bernardus, Sixtus. We still use the name Sixtus. Later we would switch to St.Bernardus Sixtus. And in 1992, when our license came to an end, we stopped using the name Sixtus, and we just gave it the name St.Bernardus, like I said before. Another thing that's different is that the monk doesn't, his robe is open. So here the robe is closed, so that's a monk. And this is actually not a monk anymore because his robe is open, and he lost his little hat. We call it a cappeltje, cappel, and he lost that in the way.
What he's what now?
Well, I think he's more of a medieval counselor or a tradesman. But
Yeah.
I think we call him St.Bernardus.
St.Bernardus.
Yeah.
And St.Bernardus has even bigger bottles than the 33 centiliter bottles.
Yes,
I guess,
yes.
yeah.
So the 33s are the ones that we sell most of, but of course we also have bigger bottles. Let's start at the top, I guess. We have the Methuselah bottle, a 6-liter bottle.
6 liters.
6 liters, yes.
That's
Stefan,
party material.
party material, or when you tell your wife that you're going to the pub for just one beer, I guess.
How come you know my wife? Yeah.
Well, I don't know her, but I know you a little bit. So, yeah. So, and then we also have 75 centiliter bottles. Of course, they're pretty well spread. But the ones that we are actually maybe even prouder of are the ones that the Magnum bottles. Magnum bottles where we have our own logo printed in the bottle, and. We put a piece of art on the bottle every year since 2012. Hans, the owner of the brewery, he chooses the artwork for the labels every year, and this combines the two passions that Hans has, beer and art. He is a real art lover, and I thought it would be nice to get to know Hans a little bit better, and that's why we followed him around with a camera a whole day, and it's a day in his life.
Yeah.
So I think we're gonna watch that together.
But
first, let's have another
cheers.
Cheers
And dear viewer, don't forget, shoot your questions. Nou de Hans film.
En iemand die iets opstart van nul en als we zien waar we nu staan, denk ik wel dat dat iets is dat niet voor iedereen weggelegd is. Je moet toch de juiste voelsprieten hebben op het juiste moment. Je moet visionair zijn, je moet ondernemend zijn en je moet eigenlijk, nog zo'n slogan van mijn pa, altijd kijken wat er in het laadje zit, om eigenlijk te durven de stappen zetten dat mijn pa gezet heeft. Dus ja, ik ben ondernemend, maar ik hoop dat ik evenveel kan teweegbrengen in de toekomst als ik zo oud ben zoals hij. Dat ik even trots kan zijn zoals dat ik eigenlijk op hem ben.
Ja, dat is een werk van een leven, hè, ja. Ik heb er vele moeten voor een klappen en vele voor moeten onderhandelen en vele moeten doen. Maar eigenlijk 2 keer niks, hè. En eigenlijk gewoon door met de mensen te klappen en eigenlijk kunnen realiseren wat er nu staat, hè. En daar ben ik natuurlijk wel trots op. Het is maar één ding dat je kunt verkopen en dat is goed bier. En dus bij mij primeert er maar één ding: kwaliteit, kwaliteit en kwaliteit. Ik vind dat je wel moet een visie hebben, een goed bier en ook een verhaal die steekt. Een maat van mij die zei, moet je een brouwerij kopen. En ik zei tegen hem, een brouwerij kopen, ja, ik wil me daar wel mee bezig houden. Het voorwaarde dat het goed bier is. Ik heb toen mijn eerste contact gehad met meneer Klaus, die in feite dus eigenlijk de schoonzoon was van de stichter van Brouwerij St.Bernardus. Ik heb 6 bakken bier meegepakt. Ik heb ze niet mogen betalen. Ik zei tegen zijn ouder, bel me een keer binnen een maand of 6. Ik ga kijken wat ik kan doen. Bij ons hadden we een beetje thuis van Bourgondië en iedereen kwam bij ons op bezoek. Ik gaf iedere keer dat bier en iedereen zei, verdomme dat goed bier, wat kunnen we dat krijgen? En bij mij begon er dan eigenlijk een lampje te branden. En in plaats van eigenlijk 6 maanden te wachten, 3 maanden of 4 maanden na datum, zijn we begonnen met onderhandelen voor de overname van de brouwerij. Dus in 17 juni 1998 zijn we begonnen met de brouwerij. De eerste stap dat ik hier zette in de brouwerij, kwam ik hier een vroegere werknemer tegen, Alain noemde hij. En die zegt, meneer, ik heb gehoord dat je hier die brouwerij gekocht hebt. Ik zei, ja ook. Ja, zegt hij, excuseer wat ik u ga zeggen, maar ze zijn een ezel. Ik zeg, pardon. Ik zeg, één vraagje, meneer Alain, werk je hier? Ja, ook, zegt hij. Ik zeg, vanaf vandaag ben ik uw baas. Maar ik zeg, ik zou toch eigenlijk weten waarom dat je dat nu zegt. En wij zegt hij, heb je dat echt niet gezien als hier eigenlijk in 30 jaar eigenlijk geen frank investeren, want we klappen nog altijd over franks. Ik zeg, ja ook, ik heb dat gezien, maar ik zeg, ik beloof u tegen je pensioen dat er gaat veel veranderd zijn. Om een lange historie kort te maken, Alain in pensioen gaan. Ik zeg, Alain, was het veranderd? En je toen zei tegen mij, ja, het is veranderd. Als ik hier toe kwam, waren we met 16 en deden we een kleine 8000 hectoliter. We doen er nu ondertussen met ons team een 43 dus. De brouwerij is gebouwd om een maximumcapaciteit van 80.000 hecto's. En ik denk, wanneer we dat gaan doen, dat dat wel een succes zal zijn. Ik vind dat zo'n beetje voor mij drover. Maar in Amerika maken ze reclame meet and greet the boss of St.Bernardus. Nee, op een bepaald moment waren we in Japan, in Tokio, was er een vrouw die vroeg voor mijn hand in te zetten op haar borst. Ik zei, hey Marco, moet dat beginnen? Kijk toch niet aan, maat. Dat is niet alleen niet de brouwerij groot gebracht. Ik heb een fantastisch team rondom mij. Wij weten ons te omringen met de juiste persoon, zowel in productie, in verkoop, in marketing, boekhouding. We proberen dat goed te doen en ook eigenlijk de familiale sfeer hier te behouden. We zijn een familybroer en ik wil het ook zo houden. Een huis waar er veel kunst en liefde en warmte is, voor mij, dat is mijn dada. Dat is wat ik enorm apprecieer. Als ik eerst bij Dirk Heeselink geweest ben, zat ik aan dat tafeltje voor een toog en ik zei, hier hoe bier? Ah ja, het zonneke. Ik zei tegen hem, ik heb beter bier. Ik heb toen een toog gekocht aan zijn vader. En ja, ik heb daar enorm veel appreciatie voor, eigenlijk voor oude dingen. We delen dezelfde passie en zo zijn we eigenlijk al 20 jaar maat. En dat is eigenlijk een van mijn beste maat. Het schone van ons beroep is dat mijn collega's zijn die een compleet ander bier maken of toezen. En de een dragen en de een denkt dat maar voor mij is dat geen probleem. Ik heb een zeer open mentaliteit. Nee, en in het leven zijn er maar twee waarden eigenlijk gigantisch belangrijk en dat is respect en relativeren. Ik ben vroeger vrij geholpen geweest van anderen en nu ben ik altijd zeer bereid om anderen te helpen. Op de meeste kanalen ga ik dat doen. Met veel plezier.
Hans sounds like a great boss to me. Is he a great boss?
Yeah, he is. It's great to work for him. He gives us a lot of responsibility, and we're able to do a lot of things as we do them for ourselves. Over the years, I think Hans has become a friend of mine, and I think if you ask him, I think he would say the same thing about me.
So it's a pleasure working here.
Yeah, it's a pleasure working for him.
Yeah.
But I want to go a little bit deeper into what he said. When we lost the license from West Flatteren over a course of years, things haven't been easy over here. We lost a lot of sales, and I think we've had to work hard to get where we are. And I think that's what Hans was referring to in his in the day that we followed him. He put a lot of effort in, so it's very good to see.
So it's actually fantastic where you got now in the end.
Yeah. I think we still have a way to go, but if you see how good we are doing and how many people are drinking our beers all over the world, that's great. That's really great.
You're talking about drinking again. You have all these magnums here on display on the table.
Yes. Since we were talking about it earlier, I thought we'd show them on display and I think altogether, when we started doing that the first year, we said that we were creating the start of a new tradition in 2012, but we only had one bottle. So year after year, we added it, and the fun part about it is that I think that everybody has a favorite piece of art on the bottle. But also, you can. It's very easy to do vertical tastings. Normally, we always sell young, fresh beer from the brewery, and most of these bottles are still, not all of them, but most of them, they are still available, so people can still buy them and do a vertical tasting.
What's the difference between all these bottles?
Well, every year we bottle it, and that means that you can perfectly do a vertical tasting where you would drink a beer, the same beer from 1 year and 2 years old, 3 years old, 4 years old. So that shows you the evolution that the beer has gone through over the years.
How long can a beer be drunk?
I think up to 15. I have had a beer from 25 years old, so the Abt 12, of course, and that's actually no problem. So
can it be compared with wine as well? Or?
Yeah, I think it's fair to say that if you have good wine, you can also keep it for a long time. Yeah. So, but I think I should ask you if you want to try one of these.
This one maybe.
The
just in
oldest
front
one?
of me. This is the oldest one.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
this is 2012. I have two smaller tasting glasses.
Here we
but
go again.
we have to drink
Yeah.
all of these.
So
So you go. I
not
trust
tonight,
you enough.
I guess no, because
Why not?
still have to. So drink and drive. I still have to drive.
Well,
no-
first of all, I've arranged a room for you
Okay.
in the guest house, so you can stay over.
But my wife's waiting for me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, then we'll have to take it easy. Yeah.
Take it easy. Yeah,
Yeah.
I will.
So, but
Yeah.
but,
anyway,
I
small
trust you
glasses.
enough to
Yeah.
to pour the beer.
Yeah.
You go ahead and pour the beer.
Okay.
I'll put these bottles aside, and so we have a little bit more place. And actually, I'm also gonna give you a glass of water for you to drink while.
Watch out now.
Oh,
No.
be careful.
But I will watch out.
So, glass of water. I've learned that over the years that if you
Good idea.
if you want to drink a lot of beer, it's always good to have a glass of water in between the beers.
Perfect idea.
Yeah,
So I opened it.
yeah. And you pour
Nicely.
it slowly. You've
Pour
learned
slowly.
before.
I'll stand upright now
Yeah.
because that might be easier.
Yeah, go
Because
ahead.
it's not a small bottle. So we go to the center.
So,
Same
Stefan,
principle.
same principle, same principle.
Same principle.
Stefan, when you said that you said you didn't want to drink too much.
No.
But do you know that if you're working, yeah,
This is.
if you're working in the beer business, do you know that you're never drinking?
Ah,
You're always
why?
always tasting. So you're tasting.
Is that an excuse?
If you
Why?
drink your own beer, then you're doing quality control.
Okay.
Yeah? And if you drink somebody else's beer, you're doing market research.
You have an explanation for everything.
But
I
wait,
told
wait.
you already.
If one day you come home and your wife thinks you drank too much, you just have to tell her that you just worked too hard.
I guess.
I guess this is mine, right?
I guess you may have worked quite a lot of times too hard. No.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
cheers.
Cheers, mate. Look at these. Yeah, very.
So
small
I guess
glasses.
the aging process in a Magnum bottle goes pretty slowly, much slower than when you would have a big bottle. Excuse me, a small bottle.
Small. Yeah.
But as you can taste, the beer goes more in the direction of Porto
Yeah.
or Madeira. But
So
you
that's
see,
just
it
because
still
of,
has a nice.
that's because of the aging.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
The aging, it makes the beer darker and complexer and deeper.
Yeah.
And I think it evolves because even the notes that you get are dried fruit, a
Yeah.
little bit of banana in there.
But actually, like you said, you had Port, Madeira.
It goes in that direction,
Mm-hmm.
you know. It's not something. I'm not gonna drink that whole bottle by
No.
myself. It's something to enjoy with friends.
Yeah.
But I guess some of our fans might drink a bottle alone, but not us tonight,
No,
right?
no, not us.
No,
No. We have another question, a question from one of our viewers, and it says, how long can you age a Magnum bottle of Abt 12?
I guess all our beers, well, first of all, you can age it for a very long time. Like I said, maybe 20, 25 years, no problem. But of course, all our beers have a best before date
Yeah.
on the bottle. The best before date is what our brewmaster and the quality department give to our beer to show when you drink a beer within that date, you're drinking young and fresh beer. But there's a lot of customers who like to drink beer when it's older, when it's past the best before date. Remember, it's not to be consumed by. It's not that it's unhealthy or anything like that. The beer just evolves, and some
that's the
people
case
really
for-
like it.
That's the case for all beers, or
No, you have to take into consideration the fact that this is a dark and strong beer, and it ages pretty well. But other beers are, let's say, light and lower ABV.
like
They-
lager? Yeah,
don't age
No.
a lager.
No.
I don't think you will. I don't think you will like
Yeah.
it. So.
But the strong beers, the darker beers,
Yeah,
you can.
definitely,
Yeah.
definitely. There are some other beers that you can also age, of course, but the darker, like the Abt 12, perfect beer for aging.
Yeah.
So cool, dark, standing up, and try and forget about them, because if you don't forget about them, then you will drink them.
That's
you know?
right. That's right. And standing upright, yeah, that's
Yeah.
quite important. But Marco, 9 years, 9 bottles. How about next year? Do you already know what you will do next year?
Yes, we actually we know what we're going to do. So I'll put this aside. We're drinking it later, okay?
Yeah.
And what I wanted to show you is the bottle sneak preview of the 2021.
Yeah.
It's a piece of art by Bart Ramakers, who made a picture, and we put the picture on our label, and it's actually the last picture of Panamarenko. He's a world famous Belgian artist who passed away, unfortunately, about a year ago. Well, actually almost a year ago, and we portray him. There are some other famous people on the label as well. You see, maybe you see Guy Mortier and
quite well-known people in Flanders here.
Mark Reuteroeven and Rob van Oudenhoven, and even a famous one of the best singers of Belgium. He's from Limburg, where I'm from, and his name is St.Bernardus.
Actually, he's from Limburg, but he really speaks West Flemish. That's something never heard before. It's really fantastic. It's fantastic.
I guess we have to try and speak as many languages as possible. I can assure you, if you come to West Flanders and you speak Limburgs, that's not so easy, really. People don't understand you that well.
I don't think so, no.
Yeah.
So, you'll bottle them next year then, and someone asks where you can buy the Abt 12.
Well, I think over the course of the years we've built a wide sales network in over 75 countries all over the world. So I think you should be able to find our beers in a lot of pubs, grocery stores and retailers all over the world. But I know that people are asking where, and we are very, very proud that 60% of our sales are still staying in Belgium. We put a lot of effort into that. I don't know if you can imagine, but the Belgian market is not the most difficult, not the easiest market.
No.
There's a lot of good beers on the market, but we still have pretty good sales. And it's not very easy. But I think if you want to have a good sales network, that you have to have good roots first. So if you have roots, so good sales at home, then you can spread your wings and try and sell your beer all over the world. Because don't forget, those people who visit Belgium, they're also going to be looking for your beer when they come to Belgium. So we have a good sales team who are doing their utter best to sell our beers here in Belgium. I'm very proud of that.
So and then you actually are talking about customers worldwide.
Yes.
So and actually we have a surprise for you coming from your customers all over the world. Let's take a look at this.
All right.
Hej, glada poddar från Sverige. Skål!
Hola, desde Panamá. Feliz Día del 12. Yo estoy listo. ¿Y tú? Salud.
Happy St.Bernardus Day.
Hello, happy Abt 12th Day from D&D International, Florida. Cheers.
Gelukkige Abt 12 dag vanuit Dieper, België. Santé.
Hoy desde España, salud para el Día de San Bernardo. Salud.
Hey, happy Abt 12 Day from John's Marketplace in Portland, Oregon. Cheers.
Bonjour, happy Abt 12 Day de Grenoble Boisson Distribution. Santé.
Happy Abt 12 Day from Pat's Brewery, Chattanooga, Tennessee. Cheers.
Oh, shoot.
Hello from Raleigh, North Carolina. Happy 12 days. Cheers!
Tere! Head Abt 12 päeva Eestis! Terviseks!
Happy Abt 12 here from Chile, from Collins & Collins Investments. Cheers and a Happy New Year.
Happy Abt 12 Day from Rochester, Minnesota. Cheers.
So, salut zusammen. Schönen Abt 12 Tag wünsche ich alle gute Lützburg, aus der Mesoeuropa. Prost.
Happy Abt 12 Day, coming at you from Nashville, Tennessee. Cheers.
Happy Abt 12 Day from Cheesebar, Des Moines, Iowa.
Happy St.Bernardus Abt 12 from Rio de Janeiro, Brazil.
Happy ABT 12 Day from Nederland's Abt in Austin, Texas. Cheers, y'all.
Cheers!
Happy St.Bernardus Abt 12 Day from Asgard Brewing Company in Columbia, Tennessee.
Literally the best beer on the planet.
100%. Cheers.
東京からアブトの日を祝福します。乾杯！不尊定
Happy Abt 12 Day from Los Angeles. Cheers!
We got 12 Day from the Herbekijk Cafe here in Houston, Texas. Cheers.
こんにちは。東京からアブトの日を祝福します。乾杯。不尊定
Happy St. Bernardus Day from Pangea Beer Cafe. Cheers.
こんにちは。東京からアブトの日をお祝いします。乾杯。不尊定
Hello, happy ABT 12 Day from Mayfly Taproom and Bottle Shop in Portland, Oregon. Cheers.
G'day! Happy ABT 12 Day from Australia.
Abt 12 שמח מישראל.
לחיים. Je vous souhaite un joyeux jour Abt 12. À la vôtre.
Wow, it's great to see
Fantastic.
so many familiar faces.
So much appreciated.
Yeah,
It's
well, very nice.
Congratulations for your good
you know,
job.
normally I always travel a lot and I see those faces yearly, let's say, and try and see them. So it's a lot of fun to get this message from them.
But now it's different times.
I guess, yeah.
Corona,
It's
COVID-19. How does the brewery? How do you cope with this strange COVID-19 period?
It's a strange period and a strange year in many countries. In Belgium, for example, the pubs are closed now for the second time already, and that's very tough. Our customers still go searching for our beers. Our fans go searching for our beers to take them away from the pubs. For example, I take away in the pubs, and they buy our beer there. Or they go to grocery stores or to retailers. So we've seen that those sales are up in the groceries and the retailers. So all in all, we're not the ones that should be complaining. Definitely not in a year that's been so catastrophic for many others.
And you've got some different options as well. I mean, like web shop and these things.
That's true. That's true. But of course, here on site, let's say all the pubs are closed in Belgium. So Bar Bernard, our rooftop bar, is closed as well. We had last year in 2019, we had over 100,000 people visiting us.
How many?
Over 100,000 people visited. Either came to our brewery to visit it, or they came to Bar Bernard to drink or eat something. And this year, of course, that's a lot less. What we've done over the past years here on this location is try and create an experience. So people can stay in our bed and breakfast. The former cheese factory has been remodeled into a guest house. I said bed and breakfast, but guest house is better. And people, they rent a bike or an e-bike, because we have e-bikes too, to go and visit West Vlaanderen, to go to Mont des Cats. You can do that here on site, or you can visit our brewery, do a tour, do a tasting, drink something in our rooftop bar, create an experience. We call it almost like a pilgrimage, where people used to go to cathedrals in the past. Maybe nowadays a lot of people come to visit breweries in Belgium.
So actually, what he's saying actually is like when Corona has well, passed by, has finished. And all of you
Soon,
come over here to Watu.
So, but customers still find their way to our web shop. We have a really nice web shop where we sell a lot of merchandising, like glasses and T-shirts and metal signs and things like that. But if I'm correct, I think the girls from the shop had something to say about it, and we should watch a little video that I haven't seen.
No?
Kaylee and Kato, I wonder what they want to tell us. Cheers.
First, cheers, and keep sending your questions now.
Ja, ik zie Kelly.
En ik Kato.
En het is goed dat je hier zit, want we zijn echt beu.
Ja, echt beu.
We zitten hier in de shop van St.Bernardus, maar op creatief vlak, dus totaal niet geapprecieerd van ons boss. Katje zei je.
Terwijl, de waarheid, dat we gezegd zijn.
Het kan niet de bedoeling zijn dat we hier juist die merchandise moeten verkopen, nee. We willen dat creëren.
En ja, er zijn wel 2 fashion designers van opleiding.
Ze zijn hierboven dat geen oren naar, hè. Iedere keer dat we dus een ontwerp hebben voor een sweater of een t-shirt, wordt dat afgeketst.
Maar vanaf vandaag is het gedaan, hè. We gaan dat hier verkopen. Nu is een merchandising, maar ja, wel onder toon wat money van onze baas.
Hef toe, het moet niet aan van die wetten zijn, hè.
En waarom moet er daar eigenlijk als dat St.Bernardus op staan? Hier, die, met dat poesje, dat is toch ook schoon, hè?
Een poesje, wie wil er dan nu niet op zijn t-shirt? Voor de stoere mannen hebben we een model met een kuikentje op.
Oei, sorry. Ja, nee, maar het was een keuze voor een t-shirt, alsjeblieft. Hij werkt met St.Bernardus op.
En je zegt zeker dat je geen ander wilt. Allee, wat pees je hiervan?
Ja, nee.
Meneer is bierliefhebber eigenlijk.
Ja, ook, maar...
Een bloentje of een bruntje?
Nee, gewoon witten met St.Bernardus op, alsjeblieft.
Ja, lap. Plan B. En meneer, wat voor een t-shirt gaan u kiezen?
Oh ja, dus omdat ik nog altijd gaan niet weten zien met St.Bernardus op.
Voilà, die mensen hebben hier juist 16 t-shirts en 23 sweaters gekocht.
En allemaal van onze collectie.
Zijn we goed?
Of zijn we goed?
That's funny. I think we'll have to take a look at that new merchandising from the girls.
I guess so.
But for the moment, it'll be only our regular merchandising. Maybe we'll do something with it. We'll see.
We have another question from the live feeds. St.Bernardus will celebrate its 75th anniversary next year. Will you do some new beers?
Well, for our 60th anniversary, we made a special version of our Abt 12 that we released in 75 centiliter bottles in a tin can. And we are planning to do something similar for our 75th anniversary. So I guess our customers should be looking for that in stores and pubs near them by the end of next year. Yeah.
So and you were talking about what beers in cans?
No. It was a bottle.
Oh yeah.
A bottle and it was like a tin can, like a gift pack.
Okay.
And
I thought like specialty beer in cans.
Well, we do have a specialty beer in a can from Brouwerij St.Bernardus.
Oh, really?
So it's called St.Bernardus Tokyo, and I think there's a can behind you. If you take it, then I'll explain a little bit more about it. It's something that we did for the opening of our pub in Tokyo. It was actually for the 8th anniversary of this pub in Tokyo. Yeah. Maybe we'll for the camera. And it's a Belgian wit brewed with coriander and orange peel, which is normal, but we've added other spices to it, which make it really, really cool. And
it's a cool can.
Yeah, the design itself is by Jonas de Vacht, a Belgian artist who made the artwork for our cans, and we're very proud of it. And I think if we could repeat that in the future, we will certainly try and do that. But so it doesn't mean that we are a traditional brewery,
Yeah.
but that doesn't mean that we can't do new things.
So, but you sell it there in Tokyo in a bar?
We have our own pub in Tokyo near Kanda Station, near Tokyo Station, in the center of Tokyo. But we've sold this all over the world.
Could be promising for the Olympics in 2020.
Yeah, the reason that we brought it this year was actually a little bit because of that, but it will still be available next year, and I guess we will be bringing it back when the Summer Olympics are going on.
Okay.
So that's something that people can be on the lookout for.
Any other
but
things?
I think a can is really something that you can drink at places where normally you're not allowed to bring bottles. If you go on certain places, if you go on a boat, you go to the beach, it's not allowed to bring bottles.
But does it have an impact on the taste?
I think if this is a perfect beer to drink in a can, if it's a refreshing beer that doesn't have the complexity that is needed. It's also to be drank young. You can't. We've talked about aging. Well, if you want to age a beer, put it in a bottle. But if you want to drink young, fresh beer, then a can is just perfect. We talked about light. That light was not good for beer. This is in a can, so there is no light that can come up with can come to the beer. Yeah.
Okay. Are there any other things lined up for the anniversary year?
We've been working hard on a book. We're going to bring a book on the 75th anniversary of the brewery, and it will speak of all the recipes. It will have 30 chefs giving their favorite dish with our beer. It will have the history. It will have the wink. It will just a total overview of the history of our brewery and the beers, and explain, and it's going to be really, really cool.
All in Dutch?
No, also in in Dutch, of course, but also in French and in English, and I think it will be coming to the stores in springtime. So if you wanna learn more about it. The guys from marketing told me that I have to tell everybody to subscribe to our newsletter. Good, yeah?
Okay.
Okay, so subscribe to our newsletter and we will keep you posted.
Actually, someone should have shouted that.
Yeah, too late, I already did it. So subscribe to the newsletter, and I think we will keep you posted.
Sounds great. Yeah. Maybe we can turn to the live feeds for a question.
Yeah. Do you still brew Easter beer? No, that's actually one of those beers that didn't make it. It didn't make the cut. We brewed Easter beer about 8-9 years ago, I think. Also something that I came up with. I said, let's sell some Easter beer in Denmark, not of all places, excuse me. Excuse me. In Denmark, Easter beer is very popular. Yeah. And it was about, I think...
Your Easter beer?
Yeah, it was called St.Bernardus Paasbier, actually.
Yeah, okay.
So, and we sold it for 2-3 years, but we weren't really happy with the recipe, and that's when we stopped using that, selling that. So, sorry for all the people in Denmark. We don't have that anymore. I think we put more focus on our Christmas sale. Yeah. So that's something that did do very well. You can't always win, I guess.
No, I don't. Yeah, I guess you can't. But you have to have the winning spirit, I guess. Yeah. I have another question. Which one? Why is the beer called Abt 12?
Abt 12. Abt means
it's only 10%.
Yeah. You mean the 12? Yeah. The fact that it's called Abt 12 and only 10%, those were old excise scales that the beer was categorized in. So the categories, they were given to a beer to pay taxes, to pay excises. Mm. And back in the days, they couldn't assess how much ABV, how much the alcohol content was of a beer. So they just put you in a category and you paid taxes according to that category they put you in. So we had a 4, a 6, an 8, Rochefort actually has a 10, which is 11.3%. And we have a 12, which is 10%. So it's kind of arbitrary.
Okay.
But on a side note, I thought you were asking about Abt. What does Abt mean?
Yeah, Abt. Yeah. What does
Abt
it mean?
means Abbot, and is the highest in hierarchy in a monastery. But you also have a father, pater, which is another one of our beers, and you have a prior, which is friar. So that's the 3 steps that you can see in a monastery, the hierarchy in a monastery.
Yeah. Do we have any more questions coming?
How come you don't sell beer on your web shop? Yes, that's something. That's a good question, but it's pretty easy to answer. I think we rely on customers that resell our beer. So we have distributors, we have retailers, we have importers all over the world who are doing their utter best to sell our beers. If we would sell them directly from our brewery, I think we wouldn't. I'm not 100% behind that. So.
And why not?
But I think you support and respect the work that they do for you.
Yeah.
Don't forget, a lot of those customers, they also have a web shop. Our beer is available in a lot of web shops, but not directly from our brewery. Also, the other fact is that I think somebody who goes to a web shop, they like variety. They're not going to just buy St.Bernardus beers. They're going to buy our beers, and they're going to buy beers from Rochefort or from Westmalle, or they're going to buy some Geuze from Boon, or some other good beers that they like. So they're not going to just buy St.Bernardus. I don't think that's so. Two things that I have to say about
you mentioned
web shop.
A couple of names of Belgian beers. What's so special about Belgian beers?
Oh, that's a question that I get asked a lot of times. I think the sheer variety and diversity of Belgian beers is so big. You have so many different beers, so many different styles, and so many different different fermentations. That it can take you up to a lifetime to find your favorite beer. But once you do find your favorite beer, you put it in your heart, and it's almost like a marriage. But, Stefan, don't forget, unlike real marriage, in this marriage you can still go out and try other beers.
Okay, yeah, I understand. You've got an answer for everything, eh? Actually,
I guess.
Is that typical for a sales manager, beer sales manager?
I don't know. I guess sometimes. I like to tell stories, I guess. Something like that.
I guess you need to tell stories to get your beer sold as well, yeah. So
So
I don't know, do we have another question?
Will you ever brew the Abt oaked aged again? So yeah, that's something, the Abt 12, we put it in Calvados barrels for, I think it was for a year or for 9 months. Yeah, we put it in Calvados barrels, and then we blended it off with fresh young beer, and we put it on the market, and a lot of people, they went crazy about it.
No.
But for the moment, we don't have any plans in that direction. But
Why not?
you never know. It's a lot of work, and we've done. We've since then we've built this new building here. But the new building does have an underground parking garage, and next to it we also have caves. So we have them to maybe do something fun in the future, but nothing coming shortly.
No. Okay.
So yeah, let's see if there's anything else. Oh, so my favorite beer. I guess maybe I should stop making stories, right?
Yeah.
So the story, when somebody asks me for my favorite beer, I always say it's the St.Bernardus that's in front of me. That's my favorite one. But actually, right now, it varies over time. But I hadn't. I had a lot of prior 8 lately. Yeah. But in leading up to this event, I've switched to Abt 12 again. Yeah. So for me,
Actually,
today,
as a sales manager from St.Bernardus, can you enjoy or be a fan of another beer? Yeah.
Yes. I definitely like to drink. If you look at Belgium, for example, I really like Orval a lot. Also, Westmalle Triple. I think that's a very good beer. So yeah,
you show respect.
It's great to have such a variety, and it's always nice to keep trying new beers.
I'm really tasting Madeira.
Yeah. Yes. So Stefan, I guess we're coming to the end of this live stream, and I have a small gift for you.
Oh, I'm curious.
So I think it's under the Christmas tree, and since it's Abt 12 Day, there you go.
Thank you very much.
It's Abt 12 Day.
Thank you very much. This is
if you
a very nice present.
Yes, but look what's inside it.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. So
I guess it won't be anything that I have to drink on my way home.
No, you can drink it at home.
I will.
Yeah,
I will.
So you have a bottle. One bottle of Abt 12. That's for tonight. When you drive home, you can try that one. And then
when I am at home, you mean?
Excuse me. when you are at home, you can drink that one together with your wife, maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
And for tomorrow, because starting tomorrow, I think it's 12 days to Christmas.
Yeah.
So we can start drinking some Christmas ale.
So do you, dear viewer.
Yeah.
And I think we have to say thank you very much for your attention during this live feed. Can we already say like a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year in these strange times? Maybe even more we have to say like Merry Christmas.
I guess we have to say Happy Abt 12 Day for today, and Merry Christmas for in a few days, and Happy New Year.
Happy Abt 12 Day.
Yeah.
That's it.
I guess all that's left is to thank you, Stefan, for being our host.
It was
and thank
a pleasure
everybody.
To be here.
Thank everybody at home for joining us, and we'll see you soon in a pub here or near your home to drink some St.Bernardus live together. Thank you. Bye.
All right.
Bye-bye.